Today we're driving the 2025 Honda Civic Si. I spent all week with this car. Let's talk about what it's been like to live with, drive, how some of the changes are for this refreshed 2025 model year. We have a new Google-based infotainment, heated seats. Let's start it up so you can see all this stuff. Retuned suspension, some chassis changes, a little bit of improvement here with NVH over bumps on the road. We have a summer tire option now. Finally, again, we can get a Goodyear Eagle F1 tire, which is always great. There are your heated seats right there to the right. Nice, 3 settings, 3 levels of adjustment. And we also get a rev counter like the Civic Type R. It's not taking us there right now, but when we're on the road, we'll show you guys what that looks like. Very slick, 6-speed manual transmission. Nice, short, tight throws. I've also been driving my Civic Type R all week, and I've noticed in this Si, this actually requires a little bit more effort to change gear than the Type R. So a little bit heftier of a shift throw, which I kind of like. Lots of cool noises in this Civic Type R, from the dials to control climate, to changing your drive modes, sport, normal, individual, to the clicks that the infotainment makes. It's all very nice. Quick, responsive screen here. Great physical controls throughout this cabin. Pretty much the only physical control that I'm missing in the Civic Si is a button to turn on and off auto rev matching. But that's it. Great interior, really nice quality. Love these seats. They look good. They kind of look like Si seats always have. They have good bolstering. Nice red inserts here. We get a sunroof. This starts at $31,045 and ends at $31,045. The only option is a summer tire or a all-season tire. Visors, those slide. Let's walk you guys around this. We have a new color for 2025, Urban Gray Pearl, which is the same color that we've had in every Honda press car for the last couple of months. It looks good. 235/40 R18-inch Goodyear Eagle F1 tires. A little bit of meat on the sidewall. They grip well. And this weighs just under 3,000 pounds, around 2,950 curb weight, which is pretty darn light for any car in this segment. The Si gets the sedan body shape. The Type R gets the hatchback. Very practical. Lots of room in the trunk. No spare tire. Come on, Honda, give us a spare tire. Nobody wants a fix-a-flat kit when you're stranded on the side of the road. You can buy a spare tire kit from Honda after the fact, but I feel like they should just include it with the car. Why not? Fold the rear seats down right there. Got lots of leaves in the car. 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Takes 87 octane minimum, but 91 is recommended. This engine makes 200 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. Good sized back seat, spacious, comfortable. No vents. You do get an armrest though. Nice, spacious interior. Very fuel efficient too. Rated for 27 miles to the gallon in the city, 37 on the highway. You can easily get that number on the highway. Maybe even exceed it. I remember when Tedward had his Civic Si, he was pretty regularly getting over 40 miles to the gallon in that car. Recently we drove the Civic Hybrid, which has same power level as this, but more torque, and of course it's a eCVT. The Civic Si, though, is a fun option with a 6-speed manual transmission. Engine sounds good, still a little bit of rev hang at higher revs. You gotta live with it. It's kind of an annoyance. I wish Honda would address that like they have in the Type R. Let's go drive this car, give you guys some driving impressions, and talk about some of the changes here and how they add up behind the wheel for 2025. You can see we've got a redesigned front fascia here too, and rear fascia. Slightly tweaked, slightly different. But honestly, this is mostly the same Civic Si that we've grown to know and love over the last few years. Just slightly tweaked, slightly improved. Let's show you around this Google system here real quick. I really like this infotainment. No hiccups, no bugs all week. Google Maps is your native navigation app. Gosh, Gosh, I wish I could have this in my Type R. It's just so fast, so responsive. Look at that swipe action. That's great. Go into your vehicle settings, adjust things, like your rev matching down here. There's that. Love the sounds this makes. It's like a old PlayStation game or something. CarPlay connects wirelessly. You get 2 USB-C ports, a 12-volt, 180-watt max cigarette lighter port. No wireless charging down there like I get with my Type R. And there's also an auto start switch right there, which you can press every time you start the vehicle if you want to disable that system. Brake hold right there under the parking brake. Nice storage. That's super deep down there. Big water bottle holders. Decent sized glove box. Yeah, it does all the things. You even get brightness adjustment for your gauge cluster, which is great. In CarPlay, you can make it full screen or have this small screen right here. That allows you quick access to some other things like your display brightness, radio, and of course the Google Assistant. There we go. We'll go back to CarPlay. We're going to start off in individual mode. My settings are engine in sport, steering in normal, engine sound in normal, and gauge in sport. That's kind of what I've been daily driving this Si in, and we'll stick with that. We have a helical limited slip front differential. Works great with this 200 horsepower. Really puts the power down well. And on these Goodyear Eagle F1 summer tires, grip, mechanical traction, feels awesome. Both the shifter and the steering in the Civic Si feel stiffer than in my Type R, which is interesting. A bit more resistance between gates with the 6-speed manual, and I don't know, there's just a little bit more weight here with the steering, which is, I think it's kind of nice. It feels good. Engine sounds about the same as it used to. Nice and throaty. Great traction out of corners for a front-wheel drive car, thanks to that limited slip diff. Very little rev hang under 4,000 RPM, but once you get above that 4 grand mark, you start to have to wait for those revs to drop between gears, which can be frustrating to live with. But when you're just driving this car on normally, it's a really nice manual driving experience. Suspension is on the firm side. I think the Integra rides a little bit smoother. It's busy. We have some pretty bumpy roads here in Michigan, and you do get bounced around quite a bit. But NVH is improved for this 2025 model year Civic. So it seems a lot quieter on the road, especially at speed, especially on the highway, and over bumps. Power feels good. It's a very linear delivery. So the higher you get in the rev band, the more it pulls. Not a ton of turbo lag, which is nice. And having those shift lights from the Type R is great. I've gotten it disabled, the rev counter beep. So at redline, if you watch TheTopher's video, it was beeping at every shift at redline. You can go into the settings menu and turn that off. We get adaptive cruise control, lane centering. Lane centering works quite well in the Civic Si. Adaptive cruise control is still pretty conservative, but it gets the job done. You can drive this as just regular cruise control too and turn all the systems off, which is nice. You also get lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring. This is a pretty safe car too, 5-star crash test ratings. I'm most surprised at how quiet this is on the highway, or how much quieter it is on the highway. There's still a little bit of tread growl, but it's toned down a lot versus the previous Civic. Braking there for some reason, for no reason actually. I've never entirely trusted the adaptive cruise control in these cars. They're a little bit buggy. Most of the time, if I'm being honest, in my Type R, I run with adaptive cruise control off. Chassis tuning here is phenomenal. Really neutral. Great handling around a corner. Tons of mechanical grip. Brakes feel good. Steering feels great. Nice feedback. Good inputs here in the Civic Si. Let's go into sport mode. We get some fake engine noise in sport mode, which doesn't sound particularly good, but for the purpose of this review, I'll let you guys listen to it anyway. And we'll turn off traction control, because why not? Hard fuel cut there at 6,500 RPM. Red line comes up fast, but I appreciate shorter gearing in a car like this because you can enjoy it at street legal speeds. And this 6-speed manual is just a pleasure to roll through the gears. Honestly, for only having 200 horsepower, acceleration feels pretty good here. The car makes you work a little bit to get power out of it, but that's okay, it's fun to drive. You're buying this because you want a manual, and you want one of the best manuals on sale. So what, you have to drop a couple gears to get some passing power on the highway. Once you get up past $5,000, this pulls nicely. It's interesting because this SI, to me, it kind of just feels 70% of my Type R, or maybe 80% of my Type R in some respects. The steering is similar, the shifter is similar, though it is different, it's a little bit heavier. It feels good, I get that same satisfaction from the inputs. Love the chassis here, love the diff. My only main complaint is just the rev hang, and I feel like it might be slightly better in this 25 model year. It could just be placebo. It's been a long time since I've driven a Civic Si, but I remember it being extra annoying, and maybe I'm just getting a little bit better driving the car. I'm a bit more patient between my shifts. This feels pretty good to me. A lot of subtle changes here with the 2025 Civic, not just exclusive to the SI, but overall I think they make for a much better car. The infotainment is really nice. It's nice to have this Google-based system is so much more responsive, and on the highway, the reduced NVH is noticeable. This is a quieter car. It's still not that quiet. It's still a little bit louder than some of its competitors maybe, but it takes the edge off and makes it a bit more comfortable to spend time in. You can hear on that pavement change from concrete to asphalt. A lot of that tire noise goes away. To my ear, comparing to previous videos that I filmed with the Civic Si, this sounds like a much quieter vehicle. Pedals are really well placed for heel toe downshifts if you choose to do it yourself. Yeah, it's just that bit of clutch drag between shifts. I do think it's better. It seems like it's improved a bit. This is also a brand new car with 812 miles on it. Maybe it just has a fresher clutch. Who knows? Alright guys, those are going to be my thoughts on the 2025 Honda Civic Si. We'll park this, walk you around it one more time, and that'll be a wrap on this video. Cool. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. New front end on this looks good. A bit more aggressive, a bit more Type R-like in some respects. It doesn't have the road presence or the sheer width of the Type R as far as its stance goes, but it still looks good. It's a nice looking performance car. It kind of flies under the radar a little bit too. It's not too showy. Still one of the best options in the class. We showed you guys the reverse camera. That's pretty much unchanged. You get the super wide angle view, which I tend to like, just because you can see pedestrians behind you if you're backing out of a tight driveway space or something.